must listen to these voices. How many of y'all? Come on, listen. We demand a White House Poverty Summit with President Biden to allow this administration to meet with a delegation of poor and low-wealth people, religious leaders, and economists.
Absolutely. And see, look around. Diversity.
The campaign will engage in massive mobilization and outreach through every means available to us. Number 5, we pledge to return to Washington, D.C. in September and bring 5,000 poor and low-wealth people and religious leaders and 100 economists in a nonviolent direct action to walk all day in the halls of Congress. We won't be silent anymore. Today, this campaign announces its launch of a nationwide effort for the next 143 days to register and educate poor and low-wealth communities to vote in every election for candidates that commit to addressing poverty and low wage. And number 7, we declare that we are a movement that votes, a movement that fights, a movement that marches, a movement that uses nonviolent truth and love, and a movement that ain't never going nowhere no time soon. Coming to the stage now.
You can't do it otherwise.
At this moment, to speak to us, because we want America to hear herself. We're bringing Guadalupe de la Cruz from Florida. And you probably see numbers of poverty on the screen. It should be.
The fire department can't put your house
from New England,
a cup of water can't put
Nebraska, Angela Montalvo. From D.C., because we wouldn't come here and not talk about poverty in D.C. and the need for statehood.
We will not be silent anymore.
Yes. Everybody shout it. We will not be silent anymore.
Welcome to D.C. My name is Akoshua Ali. I'm the president of the NAACP Washington, D.C. branch. But more importantly, I am a D.C. native, a D.C. resident, and I live in Southeast, Ward 7, east of the river here in Washington, D.C. Today, I stand in solidarity with Reverend William Barber and moral allies to end poverty and demand a shift of this moral consciousness in this country. Poverty, voter suppression, unemployment, underemployment, wealth gaps, healthcare access, environmental injustice, lack of affordable housing, maternal morbidity, and gun violence all continue to suppress vulnerable communities in this country. The gap of poverty and privilege demands change. Before the COVID-19 pandemic, 700 people were dying a day from poverty. The economic devastation of poverty affects all people, people of every race, creed, color, and sexuality. 140 million people are living in poverty, poor, or low wealth in this country. Poverty is not a left or right issue. It is not a Democrat or Republican issue. It is a moral issue. In the words of Reverend William Barber, we do not have a scarcity of resources in this country. We have a scarcity of moral consciousness. So today, we rise to confront systemic racism, poverty, and privilege. We need quality health care, quality housing, quality public education, livable wages, reproductive justice, protecting a woman's right to choose, and we must protect voting rights. But we must demand statehood for the District of Columbia. I can't talk about voting rights without talking about statehood for DC. Without statehood, the people of DC do not have the right to pass our own laws without congressional approval. DC's fight for statehood is an egregious example of voter suppression. Without statehood, DC residents are denied the autonomy to build our own health care and set legislation. It is a public health and racial injustice. Now, in closing, this is time for us to transform this nation. So when we say stand up, fight back. Stand up, fight back. No justice, no peace. Peace and power. Thank you all.
Part of what oppression is meant to do is to make us believe that we don't have any power. It's to make us believe that we don't have purpose. It's to make us believe that there is something else that is needed other than our presence. But I want you to say, my presence is enough. I want you to say it from the dark depths of your spirit, because you need to understand this. It's not about where you went to school. It's not about where we live. It's not about our zip codes. My presence is enough. Say it after me. My presence is enough. And so we stand on that principle in this country, that no matter where we live, no matter what my background is, no matter who I love, no matter what I can do, at the end of the day, I am deserving to be treated like a human being. I am deserving of housing. I am deserving of a job that I can take care of myself and my family. I am deserving of health care. I am deserving to be loved and respected and valued. And we got to believe that, brothers and sisters. And so I'm going to ask you to do something for me. Everybody out here, I always ask folks, I want you just to take a moment wherever you are, and I want you to close your eyes. I want you to just take everything out of your mind right now. I want you to close your eyes, and I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to hear this question with your spirit, not with your mind. My question to you is, what would America look like without poverty? What would America look like without racism and sexism and homophobia? What would America look like?
It would look different.
Now I want you to open your eyes. I don't know if you were able to see anything, but that is the America that we desire and that we deserve, and that we're going to stand for, and that we're going to fight for and stand in this space with you.
We need to unify together and to solve these problems. If we can't unify together, then the problem's going to go. We got shown how to do it, but when we do it, we don't have the gumption and the forward call to do it. In other words, we're scared of everybody else.
ACT UP is the AIDS Coalition to Unleash Power. We are a nonpartisan group of individuals united in anger, committed to ending the AIDS crisis through direct action. And in order to do that, we need to fight poverty, racism, militarism, environmental destruction. So we're out here united. We're fighting for people with HIV and AIDS, which is a disease spread by poverty and injustice.
And what do you see as the outcome of today's action?
It brings us together with groups from all over the country. It proves that it's a lie. People tell us all the time, oh, you're in Philly. The people in the middle of the state don't care about you. They don't fight for you. They don't have the same issues as you. That's not true at all. We're here with people from Lancaster and York and Erie, and they are people living with HIV. They're people who are homeless, and they're fighting for the same things we are. And we're fighting, like Robert said, we're united. And when we're united and we have a single voice, they can't ignore us.
Not one step back. Now these two people that are coming, I know somebody says, well, every other state had one speaker.
Attend my readings. My two members of my organization died in cancer.
What brings you out today? Why is this organization important to you? And what do you see as the outcome of this action?
So the question is, what bring me out today? What bring me out today is support of my fellow Americans, and also the need for Americans to recognize the humanity which exists among all of us Americans. And what the outcome I expect to be, hopefully that we'll get the attention of the decision makers, our elected officials, in hopes that they will listen to the people and realize that there's a need for the people to have exactly what's being asked for: housing. They want fair job wages. They want the opportunity to raise a family, to live what we used to identify as the American dream. Also to educate their family and children, good health care, safe neighborhoods. They need also the protection of those neighborhoods. The bottom line is, we are Americans. Many of us have fought for this country. Many of us have a love and desire for this country. This is the only country we know. This is America, and America needs to live up to its oath of all of its people. That's the purpose that I'm here, and I'm here to show my support for this campaign and for the poor people of America and for the people that need help in America in some shape, form, or fashion. Whether it's from a material perspective, whether it's from a legal perspective, whether it's from a mental health perspective, health care, you name it. We need it all. So again, the reason I'm here is to support the people.
It's not enough to be resilient.
So they're saying that also that they get